afternoon, South Africa. It's a Monday, a brand new week. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Bonang Matiba. This is Afternoon Express right here on SABC3. A brand new week. We're very excited. And today we're going to be paying attention to athletes who put their bodies through everything, push them to the limits, all in the name of endurance sports. In the loft today, very excited. We've got Ryan Sands, who's an ultra trail runner, and he brought his wonderful wife with him, Vanessa Haywood. You might remember her from the blockbuster District 9. Well, we're going to be chatting about them and their lifestyle, all that and more. And then we turn our attention to cycling. Just a day after the Cape Town Cycle Tour, we've got the winner, yes, and the second place riders right here in the loft. And we're going to be focusing our attention on a wonderful academy in Khayelitsha that uses cycling to lift the youth, all that and more. And then ahead of the Cape Epic 2016, we've got mountain bike champion Sipho Madolo also in the loft. So much to do, so little time. We are live. We do love hearing from you at Afternoon Chat on Instagram and on Twitter. Hashtag Afternoon Express. But I'm not alone, believe it or not. Jayde, Jeannie, Daisy, Mabonizi is here. How you doing, boo?
Thank you, Von Bissell. But actually, I have a new title for my CV. Jeannie D, TV presenter and athlete. Because yesterday I too put my body on the line and I cycled my very first Argus. So I'm not going to be doing anything in the kitchen today because I've got what they call club hand. So from holding onto the handlebars for so long, they've kind of now frozen like that. So
no problem,
I can't do much with them. So Clem, what will you be making me today?
So because the loft is so packed with full of athletes, they need to be fed.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
So we're making one of my favorite dishes. We're making chili fried duck. With an alarming amount of chilies, but don't worry, everyone's going to be fine. And coconut rice, just to cool down, bring down that heat.
Oh, that sounds glorious. Where were you yesterday after the race to make that for me? And remember, you too can cook with us at home. All you need to do is visit our website, afternoonexpress.co.za, and there you will find all of these fabulous recipes and all of the ingredients that we're going to be using today. And today's going to be fun. Starting off our Monday. Right now, though, is Bonang with our very first guest.
I don't know how Jeannie's hands are going to work. She was on a bike yesterday for 4 hours. Good luck out there. But we're so proud of Jeannie, man. And today, that's what we're talking about. Incredible sportsmen and women. He's an international ultra-distance trail running champion, which basically means he will be often run for like 6 days in a row, covering hundreds of kilometers across deserts. And she's an actress, having starred as a leading lady in the critically acclaimed film District 9. She's a TV personality, a model, mountain biker, and together they form one of South Africa's fittest and most adventurous couples. Joining us in the loft are Ryan Sands and Vanessa Haywood. Sands, welcome to Afternoon Express. Lovely to meet you.
Thanks, yeah, great to be on the show.
When I saw you outside, I was literally dying, like, oh, that's her. I can't believe it. That's her. But let's start at the beginning, Ryan and Vanessa. How did you meet?
Yeah, it happened in Knysna, also where my running career started. We were up at the Knysna Oyster Festival, and Vanessa was taking part in the Big Five, and I was up there with one of my sponsors, and a mutual friend actually introduced us, and no, we seemed to hit it off pretty well right there and then, and yeah, things just progressed from there.
And the rest is history. And you had one of the most beautiful weddings. I'm going to ask you about the wedding. Your big day, was it everything you dreamed of and more?
It was honestly the best day of my life. I know that's very cliche, but I was very involved with the whole process. I mean, on the day I had a great friend of mine, Victoria Jackson, who was my wedding planner on the day, but I planned everything else leading up to it, and it was just the perfect day. It was just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, talking about days, a day in the life of you two as a couple. I mean, like I said, you're so adventurous, definitely the fittest. You lead a very interesting, very healthy lifestyle. Can you walk us through what happens from early in the morning all the way through till night?
Oh, every day is different.
Yeah, I think it depends on, like, for me, obviously, being a professional athlete, normally my training comes first, or that's kind of my major priority from the day. So some days I'm out doing a 6 to 8 hour run, maybe even possibly a 10-hour run. Luckily, that only happens probably every 10 days or so.
Yeah.
And then on other days, I do also kind of maybe a morning run and then an afternoon run, some strength work and gym work in the morning, in like midday. Yeah. And then just general admin stuff, and I seem to keep myself fairly busy.
Sure. It sounds like a full day. Vanessa, is that how your day goes as well?
Yeah, Ryan in particular has like this hub of people around him who who work with him and keep his wheel alignment together. So yeah, his days are pretty busy, and mine are every day is very different because I'm still involved a little bit in film and television and modeling. So now and again I'd have like a photo shoot, maybe shoot the odd TV commercial, but my life's changed quite a bit, and I'm now managing Ryan, so I'm the boss.
Sure. Hey now.
He was misbehaving a few days ago, so I did fire him.
Yes.
So he's got to make up. But yeah, so we started a sports marketing company about a year and a half ago called Peak Sport Management, and we do everything from managing brands, doing the public relations and social media management, and then managing athletes. But that's really just a small part of the business. We do expedition management as well. So it's all got to do with sport, and I really, really enjoy it. I mean, I studied business and marketing before I studied drama, so to be able to kind of do it all together now, and yeah, it's awesome. So every day is very different.
I mean, you mentioned how your life has changed, but after District 9, what happened? Because that was my first intro to Vanessa, and I completely fell in love with you. I think you were on the cover of Elle magazine, were you not?
I know, it was nuts.
I was obsessed with you, and that's where I met you. So how did your life change after that blockbuster film?
It literally changed overnight. I mean, particularly with the Elle cover, I think I was the second South African ever to appear on Elle. And I was like, wow. And I worked with the most phenomenal team on the article and on the actual cover. And it was a very surreal, very special time for me. And it did, the craziness carried on for a long time, for like a couple of years. And I traveled a lot, and it was incredible. But it's, I mean, as you know, it's a cutthroat industry. It's pretty hectic. So I've always involved myself in other stuff as well, just to keep sane.
Okay.
So, I mean, drama is still my passion. I love film and television. But I like the challenge of business and kind of integrating everything together and the challenge.
And how does the balancing happen? Before we get into your deep, business and what you do every day, where do you find time to model and then act and then run a business and then run, and take part in competitions and all of that?
It really is tough, and that's why just over a year ago I did take a bit of a back seat on the modeling and film, because I really wanted to focus more on business, because there was so little focus. It was just like, whoa, everything, And I was feeling a little overwhelmed and very tired. So I actually studied again last year. I studied digital marketing and got more involved with Ryan's business. And but like I said, I don't want to close that door completely, because it's really my passion. So it's a lot easier for me to balance things now, because I'm not at auditions and castings every day, because that was the problem. You're running around every day, and it's tough.
It takes out a huge chunk of your day.
Yeah.
But Ryan, you have 3 major competitions coming up this year. Getting into, preparation, what does it entail? What does it involve?
Yeah, I think firstly, to break it down, you probably got to try and really train specifically for that specific competition. So whether it's high altitude, at times I'm running above 4,000 meters of altitude, or it can be really cold, like you're running in freezing conditions, or can be like a desert race or where it's really hot. Also the distance, I kind of do anything from 50 Ks to 250 Ks. So I kind of have to focus specifically on what I'm training for, but then I'm probably running for about 25 hours a week, sometimes up to 30 on my bigger weeks, and then lots of rest and recovery in between.
Let's talk about your first competition. It's in, is it May, March?
Yes, actually I did one a few weeks back in New Zealand, and then my next one's in May in Australia.
In Australia. So how would you prepare for that particular race then?
That it's 100 Ks, and it's kind of the Blue Mountains. So I've actually raced there before, so at least I know what to expect terrain-wise. It's quite a runnable race, so I'll be doing lots of more kind of runnable, faster training. Some of the mountain races are really technical, and kind of these days they're becoming like borderline mountaineering. It's like you pull yourself up with ropes and chains and stuff. So at least Australia's not that. So I'll probably be doing about kind of 15 to 20 hours a week of
and
training.
I mean, on the show today, we're very excited because we're going to be giving away your book, a signed copy. Let's talk about the getting into sitting down to find the time to write a book.
Yeah.
Right? Where did you find the time, and what is the book all about?
Yeah, to be honest, when I first thought about writing a book, I wrote it with Steve Smith, and I thought he had to do all the hard work. I thought I could just do 5 or 6 interviews, a couple of hours, and that would be it. But yeah, it's taken like a year, and it's been like a really cool process just to reflect. Basically, like reflecting on my story. I got into running quite unexpectedly. I only started running my last year at university. I went up to the Knysna Marathon more just to have a party with some mates, and ended up running the marathon and really enjoyed it.
And finding the love of your life.
See,
Yeah.
good things happen in Knysna. This
Yeah.
all this was then, and then we got engaged there as well.
That's incredible. And is that
Yeah.
all in the book? And what would you want someone who's reading the book to take from it?
Yeah, I think just basically that nothing's impossible. Like I said, if you had told me 15 years ago that I would be an ultra-distance runner, I would say, have you lost your marbles? So I kind of stumbled upon it, but it's something I'm really passionate about, and I've made it happen. So I think I run through that in my book, and also have a number of takeouts. So it's not just for kind of the crazy endurance fanatic.
Got you.
You can kind of, I've learned a number of things about life and sport and just everything in general along the way.
All right.
And then at the same time, I think I've also got some pretty cool and crazy stories about running in the Amazon
That's
and
fantastic.
dodging snakes and stuff like that.
It sounds incredible. And don't forget, we are giving away a copy of your book. But we'll get into that a little bit more. Vanessa and Ryan are still going to be in the loft, so make sure you don't go anywhere. But after the break, we're getting started on our recipe of chili fried duck with coconut rice. And we're back on the couch with Ryan and Vanessa to chat even more about Ryan's brand new book, Trailblazer. Don't move.
Experience the world in a way less limited. Apply today at dinersclub.co.za.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and we're just about to start off with dinner with our fantastic food stylist and head chef, Clem Pedro. And you can cook along with us. All you need to do is visit afternoonexpress.co.za, buy all of these goodies and join us. Now we're starting off with the duck.
With the rice first.
The rice
so the rice is
first.
going to be really hot when we're done, just about to serve.
Okay.
So to start off, what I've got is some jasmine rice, and I've just rinsed it under some cold water until the water runs clear. What that does, takes all the starches out of it. So when we cook it, we'll get sticky rice, but not mushy rice.
Oh, that is
That's
amazing.
the trick. So you can even let the rice just sit in the water for about 10 minutes and then just pour the water out, but it's best to just let it run through in a sieve. So,
Okay.
into
And
a
when you
pan-
say that you're taking all the starch out of it, it doesn't
Yeah,
mean you're taking
all
the
of-
carbohydrate out of it, hey?
No, because then
Oh,
we
what
all...
a pity.
No, it's just the excess starch, and you'll see a lot of it is like actually like dusty in a sense.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see what I mean once you start rinsing it out. So rice into the pot. There's nothing in there at the moment, just rice, and we pop it on the side. The coconut comes from our coconut milk.
Absolutely.
If you can pass that on the end.
Yeah.
So we're using coconut milk. You can use.
Trying to not drop it.
Oh shit! I'm not supposed to ask you. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so coconut milk goes in. So we're using a cup of rice, and we'll use about a cup of coconut milk as well. And depending on the size pot you're using, if it's a pot this size, you're going to need a little more liquid, just to bring the liquid up about, I'll say about 2 centimeters above the rice level. That
Okay.
way it can steam and it starts cooking. So
Could you even throw coconut flakes in there to make it even more coconutty?
besides coconut flakes, if you really want to up the coconut flavor in there, toasted coconut flakes. That way it gets that nuttiness in there as well. So just give it a mix, make sure all the water and the coconut cream has mixed through. And what we're going to do to add some aromatic flavor, we're going to use some spring onions and lots of
Lovely.
it. It adds an
This I can
amazing
help with at
flavor.
least. Kind of.
Have you got it? Have you got it? There we go.
you
So that
go.
goes in. And what I normally do is give it a mix and taste for seasoning. Just once the water's come to temperature, when it's simmering slightly, give it a little bit of salt, and you can actually taste the liquid that's in there. Find out if you want to add more coconut cream a little bit, because it will steam and get absorbed. So it's all about tasting. This dish is complete about balancing flavors.
Okay, but that's what cooking is, essentially,
Yeah.
having a little bit of flair for each flavour.
Especially when it comes to part two, because it can literally be the difference between a well-balanced warm dish and let's go to ER. I just burnt every single taste bud in my mouth.
My cooking.
There we go. So for the second part, we'll talk about the duck. I'm using duck breast today, which is an amazing ingredient. When you think about chicken breast, it tends to get a bit dry. Duck, not really. Got to treat it really
Yes.
well, and you'll end up with really succulent, juicy meat. So you can see the grain of the duck runs along the length of it.
And I mean, how do you buy duck? Do you just, I mean, do butcheries have them, or do you just get ordinary packages as you would chicken?
You could get a whole duck if you wanted to. I don't think it's necessary unless you're planning on like doing a roast duck dish. If you're using portions of duck and you don't, like either the leg and the thigh or the breast, just buy it separately. The butchers, besides the butchers, our normal commercial stores are all selling duck now.
Okay,
so if
great.
you just wanted to do this dish, you don't need to go buy the whole
And
duck.
you do it in little separate chunks like that, as opposed to cooking it whole and then cutting it afterwards.
Because we're going to be
Why?
stir frying it. So,
Okay, great.
and I don't want to add the whole breast. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but that just creates even more labor. You're going to cook it, take it out, slice it, put it back in. This way, we just slicing it into like small pieces, and we know that it's going to be able to be wok fried and cooked at enough time. We're not going to end up with overcooked duck or undercooked duck.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's all about the.
Yeah. How about
balance.
cooking with the skin?
There's so much flavor in the duck, and we're not going to use oil when it comes to frying it off later. We're going to render that fat out of the duck skin. That's the trick. If you're a bit worried about it, take the skin off and use some canola oil or something to start frying it off.
Okay.
Otherwise, why? Just use the duck fat. It's good. I mean, people buy it separately just to use it for the property.
Yummy. Okay. Coming up after the break, we chat to the Argus winners, and we're going to be making this amazing, amazing duck. But for now, Bonang is on the couch with our fabulous guests.
Thank you so much, Judy. Notice how Judy isn't using her hands because her hands are still in pain, right? Anyway, Trailblazer, My Life as an Ultra-Distance Trail Runner is the autobiography of Ryan Sands, and it's released this month. Now, what does it take to run a 6-day race through the world's harshest deserts, or 100 miles in a single day at altitudes that will leave you breathless just walking? More than that, though, what is it like to win these races? We chatted briefly about the book before the break, but we're back on the couch with Ryan and Vanessa Haywood Sands, of course. Now, you mentioned earlier on that you worked with Stephen Smith.
Yes.
Who's written many autobiographies. Why him specifically?
I've actually worked with Steve a few times at Sports Illustrated and then Red Bulletin. We always seem to gel really well, and like I thought back then, like, geez, if I ever got to writing a book one day, I really enjoy how he writes. He's really kind of to the point and kind of says it how it is. So, and then actually about, I think it was 18 months ago, he actually crashed into my car.
No way.
So,
tell me.
Yeah. So he crashed into my car, but he didn't actually scrape it. So I thought if he could do that, he'd be quite a good guy to write my book for me.
That is hilarious. Isn't that like, I mean, that is destiny,
Yeah,
obviously,
no,
then,
definitely.
right? And then, the writing process, having somebody come into your life, I mean, has to follow you and watch you and be with you for a couple of months. How was that, putting this book together?
Yeah, it's definitely, like, Steve is also, he's written the Cape Epic, and so he understands endurance sports. So I think that was really important. He understood, like, kind of what goes through my mind, and which I've really what we try to capture in the book is kind of going kind of one level below what everyone else has always heard and read and seen. So I think that's really important. And he's just someone I feel really comfortable speaking to, because I think Vanessa joked with me at the end of the book. She was kind of slightly jealous of Steve. He kind of knew more about my life than what she knows now.
Really?
So.
The boys spent hours and hours together, either in our lounge or on our deck outside, chatting, and often I'd go and put my ear at the window
Just
and
to
see
see
what
if you
they
can
like,
pick
what
up.
what exactly are they talking about? What could possibly take this long?
And that was my next question. Have you read the book? And, you know, what do you think of the book?
So I read extracts as it was all kind of coming in, and Ryan asked my opinion on a lot of things, but the physical hard copies only arrived this week. So his mum's knuckled down and started reading. In fact, I think she finished it in one sitting.
No way.
Over this weekend, and we've just been quite hectic because I'm managing Ryan. I haven't had time to sit down yet. So as soon as I've got some time, I can't wait to read it from cover to cover.
And I mean, with that said, you know, managing Ryan, then who should read this book, Vanessa?
Anyone really. Like Ryan was saying earlier, it's not just for the sort of endurance athlete nut. Not at all, because he's got some funny stories to tell. And for example, when he was in the jungle, what are those pigs called? Or those giant rats?
Oh, the giant capybara.
Capybara.
Oh my.
They're family of the rat, but they're that big.
Yeah.
They're like seals with legs, and they chase after you and try
And they were
bite
chasing
you.
after
around
you in the jungle.
The jungle, and he's got really funny stories
That's
like that. And at the
amazing.
end of each chapter, he's kind of like gives a little extract, like what have I learned? And it's not just about like what have I learned athletically speaking, what have I learned in life, and anybody that that does a bit of sport or doesn't even do sport, that just wants to hear a little bit about some crazy person, can really read this book. And then also there's a bit of a love story, like he's mentioned me here, and then your mum sent me extracts yesterday. She was like, oh, he really loves you. And I was like, I hope so.
Man.
And she was sending me like these screenshots of the book, and she's beaming with pride.
That is awesome. But my last question, Ryan, which then is your favorite chapter?
She's favourite chapter.
The part where you met me.
Of course.
Boom! There we go. Perfect answer.
Cool.
No
I'm
one's
not
in
going to say anymore.
Full stop. Stop right there. And today we are giving away a copy of Trailblazer, My Life as an Ultra-Distance Trail Runner, which has just been released. So you'll be one of the first to own it. All you need to do is SMS the keyword books to 33728 to stand a chance. Do remember, SMSs will cost you R1.50. T's and C's apply and are available on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. But after the break, we're chatting to Clint Hendricks, who won yesterday's 2016 Cape Town Cycle Tour, along with Jayde Julius, who came in second place. We're pushing the limits today right here on SABC3. Don't move.
Unlock the M Collection. Skip loves your clothes as much as you do.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, the 39th Cape Town Cycle Tour took place yesterday and is considered the biggest timed cycle race in the world. Each year, 35,000 riders descend on the mother city to compete or just suffer through the grueling 109 kilometers around the Cape Peninsula. Now, this year was one of the tightest finishes yet. And today in the loft, we're lucky to be joined by the winner, Clint Hendricks, along with the man who came closely in second place, Jayde Julius. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
How are you feeling today? Are your bodies just completely exhausted?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. I could do it all over again. So, yeah,
I'm completely broken, but I suppose I'm not a finely tuned athlete yet.
No, it'll take some time, eh?
Okay, so what was your finishing time? How long did you do the race?
2 hours, 35 minutes, 35 seconds.
How closely behind him were you?
Should be half a bike length. Yeah, it should be like 100th of a second maybe. Split second, something like that.
Okay, so take me through your journey and through your race. Were you, the two of you, just head on head the whole time?
No, it was different. Like my last 600 meters was more like fighting for wheels, positioning. And then in the sprint, I saw them actually going before me. So I was way too far back and I was kind of boxed in on the inside next to the barriers. Yes. So they started going and then I was screaming at the guy in front of me to start sprinting, and I went all the way. I backed off a little bit and I went all the way on the right-hand side, but then I came with such speed, I think I make this guy look slow there.
And he smoked you! How could you allow that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I also felt like I was sitting far back. And we went in the last kilometer. Yeah. And well, the big plan was to make it hard from Chapman's Peak, Suikerbos, and then around to the finish. Yeah. You know, having Nolan Hoffman winning the Cape Town Cycle Tour for many times. You know, we dimensioned out tried making it hard, and like going in the last kilometer, I was the fastest of my team. Yes. And besides Ryan Gibbons that crashed out in the Tour of Good Hope. So I went my own chance, and I was sitting far back, and for me personally, when I saw 300 meters to go, I just went. Yeah. And I thought with my gap that I made, I was gone. And Clint still came over me, and I never expected that. And I mean, just on the line, and it was grueling, you know, because I mean, I thought I had it, and it's my second time, you know, doing the August and finishing second. That's a pain, you know. So I was like, mixed emotions, and congrats on him, eh?
Yeah.
You know?
I actually saw a photograph of the two of you in the Cape Town newspaper this morning, and your face just looked like, you just looked like the happiest guy in the world. But did you know when you finished the finish line that you had actually won?
Yeah.
Okay, what was that celebration like?
When I went over the line, it was more like I made it, yeah. I'm the man.
You
It was
knew you
more
were
like,
first.
Yeah, it was more like I'm the man, yeah, and then I went crazy. Because it was my first win of the year, and it was the big one. So for me and the team, it was pretty big, so I was over the moon.
Now, this is the biggest win of your career, if I'm right.
Yeah.
What does this mean as a professional cyclist? What does this mean for your career going forward?
Well, in South Africa, I think it's kind of put you on the map. It's almost like you've made it. You reached the highest, if I can say that, in terms of South African cycling. So you'll be known forever as the guy that won the Argos. You know, all the chicken person walking down the street will know your face and all that. So I think this is the peak of it.
Yeah.
Locally.
I'd never, yesterday was my first time on an actual road bike as well. And I thought to myself, what an amazing thing to do. Because literally all the roads in Cape Town are closed. It's the most beautiful journey as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys actually got a chance to look up and see how beautiful the view was.
You don't get a lot of time to do that. More concentration.
Yeah.
also.
What is the best part of the journey for you? And I suppose the
route.
The route.
Yeah.
And which part is the hardest for you?
Well, I would say my best and hardest part would be Chapman's Peak. That's beautiful,
killer.
but it's hard as well. So then you don't have time to look around.
Yeah.
But it's also a beautiful road and the scenery there. So that would be my place.
And for you?
Yeah, no, I agree. Chapman's Peak and Suikerbos, because it's so technical and it's fast and it goes uphill. So you do actually get to see the other side of the cliff, you know,
Yeah.
and the sea, you know, and you know and yeah, I mean that is the most interesting part, you know, because that's where the race actually unfolds, you know, and it gets opened. So yeah, definitely. I mean, the Cape Town Cycle Tour, I think it's the most beautiful race in South Africa.
Definitely.
You know, so yeah, I'm proudly Cape Town. I'm from here, and I mean to have us still. We've been on the team together last year, Clint, you know, and with MTN Quebecer.
Yeah.
And yeah, now to be in different teams and, you know, going our own chances, you know, it's like, it's weird, but actually at the same time, it's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah. The best part of the race, I think, also is support that you get from people along the roads.
yeah.
Just complete strangers handing out water, bananas, chocolates.
Crowds,
I mean, I saw how much the cyclists actually depend on having the crowds on the side.
It helps a lot. It just gives you that extra 5%, you know, when you think, oh, I'm not going to make it. And then some oak scream out of nowhere. It's like everybody's screaming, and you just hear that one guy screaming your name.
Exactly.
It's like, I have to stay here.
No, it is amazing.
So that's pretty. I think this race, it's from all the races that I've done in South Africa, this is the one with the biggest crowd. Yeah, on the road, definitely.
Well, South Africa is so proud of the two of you, and we really do wish you the best of luck and all of our love in your ongoing careers, wherever you may cycle. Win the Tour de France next!
Hope so. Definitely.
After the break, we catch up with Cape Epic veteran Christoph Sauser and his new partner, Sipho Madolo, and we put the finishing touches to our chili fried duck. We'll be right back.
Magnum could be the one. Find a key with a unique code and stand a chance to win a shopping spree worth 100,000 Rand, plus designer fashion accessories by Gert-Johan Coetzee. Unlock the M Collection.
Another delicious recipe brought to you by Salati Sugar. Always good, always sweet.
Welcome back. You're watching Afternoon Express right here on SABC3. Now, from road cycling to mountain biking, the 2016 Cape Epic is around the corner, and we caught up with one of the veterans of off-road racing, Christoph Sauser, who is partnering with an exciting up-and-coming cyclist for this year's race. Take a look.
It takes a rare kind of strength and tenacity to compete in the Cape Epic, the world's foremost mountain bike stage race. And then there's the legend that is Christoph Sauser, who has won the grueling tour a record 5 times and became so enamored with South Africa that he calls Stellenbosch his second home.
Christoph, it's awesome to be here to be chatting to a legend like yourself. Let's go way back to the beginning. Where did your experience of South Africa start?
Yeah, I came here in 1997, the first time. I just turned pro as a mountain biker and didn't want to spend the whole winter in Switzerland. And I also didn't want to travel to time zones, so Cape Town just gave me the great opportunity. I went to school in the morning, English school. Afternoon, I rode my bike. Then I discovered Stellenbosch, and ever since I'm coming here.
When did you get introduced to the Epic?
Yeah, I already knew about it from the first year, and I didn't know how it's gonna feel racing 8 days. I've never done something like that before. And it was still the old format from Neisner down here to Stellenbosch. And I love the character of it, and I love it.
In 2008, while looking for a local charity to support, Christoph met Songo Fipaza, a community leader in Kayamandi working to improve the lives of local children. The two formed Songo.info, which gives children a refuge at their clubhouse overlooking the BMX track, where young cycling talent is unearthed.
Where did your relationship with Songo come into this whole picture, and how did you two meet and start this whole place?
Yeah, the Cape Epic introduced a new rule. You have to be in the same jersey. And then suddenly I got the idea, why not riding for a charity, in a charity jersey, then it's easier to find a rider. By coincidence, I met Songo at the dinner. And yeah, he just told me the need about a BMX track and the cycling program. And then we were actually already thinking of a name. And then yeah, let's call it Songo. And ever since it's been growing, and it's just so cool to see so many kids be involved. We're a small charity, but we know the kids personally, and we can nourish them individually.
What is it about Kayamandi that has such a big place in your heart?
It's actually very cool to give back. I mean, I grew up so privileged in Switzerland. There's hardly no place you can grow up more privileged. And with just little or with good work, you know, you can do so much, and it's actually incredible to see the impact of some kids we have. It can really change their lives.
One of these success stories is Sipho Madolo. He's represented South Africa at the Marathon Cycling World Championships. He's been mentored by Christoph over the years, and now they'll be riding the 2016 Cape Epic together as partners.
And I came to Cape Town 2008, and then late 2009 I decided to do something different. And then I saw Christoph Berry and Songo riding with the kids around Kayamandi. And then I just decided to come to Songo and ask if I can join, and then he said yes, you can join. And then that's where it all started.
The first time I met Sipho on a ride, and he just took the chance. You know, we give the environment, but at the end the kids have to take this chance, this environment to grow up. And we got him a very good study place, and even during the studies, you know, he was so committed to cycling, he was so committed to the program, and he has a huge impact now in the program, and he's becoming a very strong leader.
Christoph has since retired from professional cycling, so he'll have to keep up with young Sipho. Meanwhile, Sipho has the honor of riding alongside a champion of the race.
And certainly doing the Epic with me now, it helps him, again, you know, finding more contacts and building his name, getting even more respect from the kids. And it's so important that they have somebody they look up to. And even more important, he also comes from Kayamandi. And since I'm not pro anymore, I still want to be part of the Cape Epic, and it's just incredible that I can ride the first time with a Songo kid who comes out from the program.
So when I got the SMS from Christoph and phone call that he wants to do the Epic with me, I never really even think about it. I just said yes, because I knew it's a really big opportunity, not only to do the Epic, but to get the experience and maybe use it in the future. So I'm so honored to get the chance to race with him as my race partner.
So, on race day, what are you expecting from the two of you for this year's Epic?
No pressure for Sipho. He already puts enough pressure on himself.
The only thing that I have to be prepared is to suffer on the bike every day, mentally and physically. Every day has to be more like a new day, to race like there's no tomorrow. So I think it's going to be fun.
There's no doubt that this partnership will inspire many, and it's going to be exciting to see how experience and youth fare together in the Cape Epic.
Wow, how absolutely inspiring. In fact, I'm so inspired. I think next year we should enter in an afternoon express team into the Cape Epic and the Cape Cycle Tour. What do you think? Are you in?
Coin Ironman while we're at it. Why
Yeah,
not?
and an Ironman. I said that to Bonang earlier. She was like, I shan't. You know that I'm not doing any of those races, but I'll be at the finish line with a glass of champagne for you.
How about, I'll do that too. I'll be at the finish line just making the food for everyone.
Deal. And
Deal.
I can see I'm going to be having a solo team. Okay, so now with the duck.
Back to the duck. So I've got my pan on a high heat, and I've given it a little bit of sprinkle just to like help it not stick to the pan.
Okay.
And no oil, no nothing. We're going in with the breast that we've sliced up. Let that start caramelizing, and then we're going to talk about our other ingredients. So don't forget, we slice that quite thinly, so it will be cooked, and not all the way through. Duck, you don't need to cook it all the way through.
Oh,
Got to
great.
keep that little tenderness in there. So these guys.
Yes.
And we're using a lot. We're using like a handful. And I'm not even joking.
I'm all in.
Okay, so the
I
idea
like it
is
spicy.
we're not breaking them, we're not cutting them open. Therefore, those seeds aren't going to be like getting into our food.
But these are the dried ones. Does that make them extra hot?
Not really. I don't think you want to. No. But what it does is it just adds a bit of smokiness because you can smell. They smell quite smoky already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So we're going to add it to the pan once the duck's caramelized slightly, and yes, that much. It's not going to make the dish hot.
What if one breaks open in there and you get
Then we're
those
in trouble.
seeds? Then it's hot.
No, it's not gonna. It's not gonna be that bad. It's okay. A little bit of the heat going through there is not gonna be crazy. The heat is actually gonna come from our sriracha sauce, and we're using sriracha specifically. But first, we're just gonna make sure our duck is caramelizing nicely. Get that on there. Give it a chefy flip.
I'm so impressed with your chefy flip.
And let's get the chilies in there. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna start frying as well, seasoning the duck, not blowing our heads off, and adding a bit of smoke to it as well. So, woo, last one. It's not the budget theme anymore.
It's
so
that
just
spicy duck.
Okay, so that's in there. Let's talk about the sriracha. So the sriracha's going in there. Sriracha's not just a normal chili sauce. It's got sugar, it's got garlic, it's got a whole lot of other aromatics in there.
Yeah.
And it's really seasoned already. We're not even adding any salt to this dish because there's enough seasoning in there.
Love
so
it.
as that's going, in with our sriracha, that
Yes.
much. Remember, sriracha's not really that hot actually. You're nodding your head, you're like...
No, I like sriracha. I'm a huge sriracha fan.
And another little chefy
But you
flip.
get two different ones that I've noticed. I've got two at home. One that's really hot and one that's a little bit sweeter.
And it's funny though, because it's a little sweeter, but actually it's a little more sour as well.
Yes.
And that's just the one we're actually using today, which is has less heat, more flavor.
Great.
If you're a little worried about it being too sharp, a little sweet chili sauce, just that sugar actually cools everything down. And we're serving it with our coconut rice. So we're not setting people up for like an horrendous ending of our show. Everyone's coughing and sneezing. It's not going to be that bad.
Well, you know what the thing is about Ryan Sands? Like, his body doesn't feel different temperatures. That's why he's been able to do, all these runs all over the world.
And this will be
so
a
I think
true
it's okay. You
testimony
can
to
add in
that.
more heat. He's having this for dinner.
And now finally, you know how we always add lemon or lime to a dish at the end?
Yes.
Just to bring out the flavors. We're going to add some vinegar. What it is, that's that bit of acid that just brings everything together.
Yes. Love.
That's it. Just a little bit. Because if I add all of that, we literally will start coughing and sneezing. And that's our dish done.
Another chef. That's it.
No, I'm sorry. I'm like expecting more fireworks, but literally that's it.
No,
done.
I'm so
let's come
impressed
over
with
this
you.
side. Whoops.
Oh, don't spoil
Little
your
kitchen
scene. If
disaster.
you were in my kitchen right now, you would have been
I've
in a
been
little bit of
so
trouble.
Okay, let's do a swap because I'm going to ask you to watch out for the...
Yes.
I'm going to spoon that in there, and if you can finish with some spring onions.
Just this little sprinkle?
Just a little sprinkle.
How's
More of a
that?
garnish. It actually does help with flavor. And we've got a bit of that spring onion in the rice as well to make it more aromatic.
That is great. I'm actually going to throw in quite a fair amount of this because it's nice, that little bit of freshness.
And that duck is completely cooked through already, so you don't have to worry about having any raw food.
And you're not going to get salmonella like with chicken if you eat it a little bit underdone.
Not at all. You would want to serve duck medium rare. Not medium rare, medium well. Don't serve it raw, but don't serve it overcooked. That's just not cool.
Amazing.
No.
Well, thank you so much. Now we have a glorious duck for dinner. After the break, we take a look at Cycling Academy that aims to uplift the youth in the township of Khayelitsha. We'll be right back.
This March, Diners Club South Africa and Afternoon Express are giving away an exclusive once-in-a-lifetime golfing experience to 21 lucky viewers at 3 of the top courses around the country. In Durban, a golf clinic with the resident golfing coach at the prestigious Zimbali Country Club. In Cape Town, a clinic with Etienne Olivier at the Steenberg Golf Estate. And in Johannesburg, a golfing clinic with top-notch golfing coach Martin Brede at the Royal Johannesburg and Kensington Golf Club. Each winner will also be treated to a luxurious lunch and golfing voucher for two. Visit afternoonexpress.co.za/giveaways to enter. T's and C's apply and also are available on our website. You have lived, laughed, loved, achieved, received, and been rewarded. What's next? Join Diners Club now.
Five Roses blends only the top 2 leaves of the finest Ceylon teas. Because nobody makes better tea than you and Five Roses.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, right here on SABC3. Now, the Velokaya Cycling Academy, a non-profit organization based in Khayelitsha, which uses cycling-based programs to involve township youth in a positive after-school activity, aims to give children from disadvantaged communities the skills and opportunities they need to make a success of their lives. Joining us in the loft is the General Manager, Mr. Sipho Madolo. Welcome to Afternoon Express. Let's begin as to why was the academy created, and what does it aim to achieve?
Basically, the academy was built to make sure that we use the bicycle as a carrot to promote education. So it was educational based, but what we did is we made sure that we use the bicycle because no matter where you come from as a kid, every kid loves the bicycle. So we use that as the carrot to actually draw them in and making sure that they achieve their goals in terms of academics.
And then, what are some of the activities that involve the bicycle that really, that you do every day with the kids at the academy?
We have a lot of disciplines within Velokaya. We have the mass participation where it's like every kid that just want to come join and enjoy the bicycle, social riders. We've got a pro team that is actually based in Joburg, obviously, and we have an MTB team and a BMX team. So we have all the disciplines within cycling except the track.
All right, so we can't hear you very clearly. I'm just going to give you this mic so you can speak into that. But who comes to Velokaya? What kind of children and what kind of youth do you have there? And what are some of the benefits that you've seen within the community and within the kids that come to the academy?
We based in Khayelitsha, so any kid actually previously disadvantaged individual is allowed to come in at our venue. We don't have an age because now we have just streamed in about kids that are about 4 years old, and the oldest member is a school teacher who's about 45 years old.
Wow.
So we don't discriminate. We have every kid from every background coming to Velokaya. So the advantages of that is that kids have actually changed in terms of their social intellect, in terms of how they operate with people and being able to interact with people from different backgrounds. So that actually also helps them in actually fast-tracking how they build their careers, in, whether it's on cycling or outside of the sport.
And I mean, with any non-profit organization, you do face challenges every day. What are some of the challenges? I know money is always, one thing, and obviously actual bicycles are always another thing, but any other challenges you can share with us?
There's a lot of those in terms of, because the bike we use the road, we share it with the motorists, so that's one of the challenges that we face. And in terms of the cycling as a sport on its own, having to make sure that you've got the spare tires, the tubes, the frames. So cycling on its own is an expensive sport. So those are one of the challenges that we encounter, but somehow, some way we get support from that.
But have you seen, what has been the most visual impact that you've seen, on the kids as well as the community around the Velokaya Academy?
I think what has happened and what I've seen is that the understanding of the community that, whenever they see the kid around the streets of Khayelitsha, you name it, they will see that kid and they'll recognize that kid is from that organization. So there's that respect that they know if a kid is riding a bicycle and is in kit, then he obviously belongs to that organization.
Yeah.
So that is the positive spin off that we get, that the respect that we get from motorists within the community.
I love that. And talking about kit, have any of your members, were they at the Cape Cycle Tour, any of them doing the Cape Epic?
Yes, we had 100 members at the Cape Town Cycle Tour.
Yeah.
And I also competed as one of those after 10 years of not riding a bicycle.
And how did you do?
3:15 was my time.
Okay.
So it was a bit, it was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay, yeah.
And then the Cape Epic and,
we
any
have
future
one
plans?
rider riding the Cape Epic this year. We had one 2 years ago, in the Absa Pride. So we have another rider riding the Cape Epic by the name of Mteteleli Boya. He's a pro rider on the road. So it's a big transition from road to mountain biking, which is a bit tricky and technical. But we'll see how he fares out, and I'm pretty sure he will be. There's a jersey that is a name of a jersey called as well, so he probably will be in the top 15 at least.
Wow.
In that jersey.
We look forward to that. Now, I mean, Sipho, this is a wonderful academy, a wonderful project. How do people at home get involved in terms of, you know, either just volunteering, whether it's money, whether it's their time, whether it's actual bicycles? How do we do it?
We have a website, www.velokaya.com. If people want to support us, also on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So if people want to support us, of course, we have the PayPal and PayFast. So if people want to donate something, whether it be money or equipment, we really value things like that.
I love that. Well, Sipho, thank you very much for coming through. And what a beautiful, beautiful project. Thank you very much, and the best of luck to you and everybody at Velokaya.
Thank you very much.
If you want to help out at Velokaya, all their details will be on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. But right now, over to Jeannie.
Thank you, Bonang. Sitting with fellow athlete Ryan Sands and, of course, Vanessa. I thought I would have seen you out there at the Argus, at the Cape Town Cycle Tour yesterday.
Yesterday was actually the first time in many years that I haven't...
Yes, I know.
Blame my husband. I've just been so busy. I haven't been able to train. And I know it's a as you know, it's a race that you will really suffer in if you don't train.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it was such beautiful weather, so I was so jealous. And I heard, because we live in Hart Bay, I heard all the cheering outside.
Yeah, it was
absolutely glorious. Had a bit of FOMO. And I'll have to do it again.
But what I did realize, like you said, that you'll hate it if you don't train, but you've got to be mentally strong, more so than physically strong. That I learned yesterday.
Especially if the wind is blowing.
She did very well, so congratulations to you, Jeannie.
Thank
4
you.
hours, you go, girl! What a great show. Thank you for watching. We're back again tomorrow. Good afternoon from all of us.
Ciao.
Cheers.
Now I've been slaving.
Coming up tomorrow on Afternoon Express, we take a look at the latest adaptation of the renowned musical Sweeney Todd. Crime thriller novelist Fiona Snickers shares her latest book, and we chat to investigative journalist and author Jacques Steenkamp.
Another feel-good production.
Hi, YouTubers. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to us. Join the Afternoon Express family by subscribing to our channel right here. And we'll keep you up to date with all our recipes and, of course, our fabulous episodes. Also, feel free to leave a comment and share this video. We do love it when you express yourself.